About what's going on with you, man? This your boy Big Low Kuntry. Hope everybody out there is doing great tonight. Hope everybody's feeling good, feeling great. Atlanta Falcons are 2-2. First of all, my apologies to everybody. I know about 5 minutes late. I'm sorry. Old coach was eating. I was trying to get finished sooner rather than later, but I was
taking his time on
no,
traveling.
don't listen to Coach Ronald. I was like, okay, Coach Ronald, stop giving them to me because I got to go to the coaching staff meeting. But look, y'all know how it is, man. But look, I hope everybody out there is doing good tonight. First of all, let's do a little bit of house cleaning. If this is your first time chilling out with us, first of all, thank you so much for chilling out with Old Country Boy and the coaching staff. Make sure that you hit that like button. If you're watching the show after we've gone live already, please put a what in the world bow in the comment. I promise you I'll dance at your wedding one day if you do so. Please share the channel with your friends and family. Please do and hit that subscribe button. So, look, we got a few things that we do need to talk about tonight. Atlanta Falcons 2-2. Beautiful thing, beautiful thing. We're in a situation where hopefully we could take the division crown. Braves are winning the division. Why can't the Falcons? That's what I mean. That's my logic. But y'all know the tradition. First of all, let's show love to everybody who's showing love to us. Nate Bill, what's up, coach? I know y'all defense ready to tackle Tom Brady. That's rival game. That rival game is a tough matchup. Yes, sir. Yeah, look, rivalry games, you could think that you have it figured out, but then whenever the rubber meets the road, things get a little bit different. It hit different, hit different. Stir the woods. I hope not. This will be a real test for us. What's going on, coach? Hope everybody's doing good. What's going on, Coach Sterling? Hope you're doing good tonight, coach. Hope you're doing good tonight. John Brooks says, what in the world, Bo? Big Low, did you hear Brady's hurt? And he's dealing with a hurt shoulder and a hurt right finger and apparently a hurt heart, too. But, we're going to get into that as well. Neil Harris in here chilling out with us. Much love to Coach Grandizer. Showing love to us. Much love, family. Tay, bro, what's going on, coach and staff? Division game time. Yes, sir. Lock it low. You got to lock the chin straps up a little bit tighter this week, Bo. Raymond Elder, what in the world, Bo? Thea D, much love, man. Much love. Coach Dre says, hello, beloveds. How y'all beloveds doing and feeling on this hump night tonight? Beloveds, hello. Oh, man. Coach Ronan's in here. Think about Ronan. She's a sweet old girl, boy. Sweet old girl. Much love to Coach Ronan. Brian Peoples, Coach Lowe, getting held up by that creek water. Man, Coach Ronan kept throwing them crab legs to me. I said, look, Coach Ronan, I got to go now. I got to go. J Mall, Joven, what's going on? What in the world, Bo? So, let's go ahead and do a little recap. Got Coach Bridget in here, defensive coordinator, Coach Bridget. It's big game coming up. What's going on? What's going on? So let's do a little recap. Atlanta Falcons lose the first two games, win the next two games, right? So moving forward, we're going to be playing against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's going to be intense matchup, even though the Falcons have kind of owned Buccaneers the last few years. Since Tom Brady came, we ain't beat them. So that's definitely something that we need to look forward to. Coach Padre says, I don't know needs this word, but coming in Big Low's chat without hitting that like button is like disrespecting and not wiping your feet on the rug. That's what I'm talking about, Coach. Walking in here, you take your shoes off before. Appreciate that, Coach. Thank you so much. That's that dun da da. That's a Superman chat. Much love to you, Coach. Definitely. So, we got a few things that we need to kick around. We're gonna kick a few things around. One thing I did want to ask y'all is, do y'all know, is anybody doing a watch party? If anybody's doing a watch party at the bar or anything, let me know. Because old coach might try to slide through there. It's an away game. You know, I thought Unc was going to fly me out, but you know, I thought I was gonna go to Tampa, but you know, I ain't no telling. He'll probably call me on Friday. Coach Rona gonna be looking at me like, "What you doing, Coach? What you what you doing?" But so Tampa Bay is 2-2. The Atlanta Falcons are 2-2. We're going to be running up against this Tom Brady-led Tampa Bay team. The Atlanta Falcons have never beaten Tom Brady. Never in history. We've never beaten Tom Brady.
Everybody's talking about Tom Brady choosing football over family.
Oh yeah, in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yesterday it's a divorce.
Well, is it really a divorce or?
That's what everybody's saying. She's talking to a divorce lawyer and that they're filing.
I think Giselle loved Tom too much to. I think she's just trying to scare him into doing the right thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't scare them if you don't follow through.
So, what and get divorced?
Yeah.
Well, I think that just means that I love you more than the average man, Coach Ronnie. Because if you start talking to divorce lawyers, I'm shaping up and getting right. See, so you know, I'll follow it through. Like I put it to you like this: you don't got to follow through. You know, I'll be like, wait, what you say? No. Hey, y'all, I gotta go home. Man. Oh yeah. We'll definitely get to that. But Brian Peoples, he said he's listening from work. Shouts out to Coach Brian Peoples and the job, chilling out, listening to us. So it seems like Tom Brady's going through a few things. He has a hurt shoulder, hurt finger. Whenever I heard that he hurt his shoulder, the first question I wanted to know is which shoulder is hurt. The reason why I asked that is because as a quarterback, as a right-handed quarterback, whenever you throw the ball, let's see if I demonstrate this for y'all. Whenever you throw the ball, you point your shoulder wherever you're throwing the ball to, which means that this shoulder is always exposed. If it's your left shoulder, I was hoping it was going to be his left shoulder because, you know, we could, that adds a level of intimidation. Unfortunately, it's not his left shoulder, it's his right shoulder. So that means it's going to be a pain management thing. If you do get to him, you know, if it's one of those things where if he falls on the shoulder or whatever, you know, it'll be hurting him. We don't know exactly. I heard it's rotator cuff kind of situation where, you know, that's just going to hurt regardless. Of course, falling on it or somebody hitting it is going to, you know, cause a additional amount of pain. But yeah, it's his right shoulder, and they say he has a hurt finger on his right hand, so on his throwing hand. So, you know, that's definitely something that we need to. That's definitely something that we need to take into consideration. Coach Padre talk about Grady Jarrett need to holler at Giselle if he sacks him. Hey, Giselle. That's what I do every time I be at the game. Grady get a sack. You know, that's a celebration. I be out in the stand doing. Oh, man. But, you know, everybody's come with the Tom Brady jokes. Young King in here. What's up? Shouts out to Young King and Pops, man. Shouts out to him. I met him at the game on Sunday. Everybody talk about the whole Tom Brady situation. Me and Coach Ronnie, we've been talking about this. I want to ask y'all, and you know we're going to break down the numbers pretty soon. But I do want to ask y'all, do you think Tom Brady should have stayed? Should he have? Do you feel like he should have stayed retired? Or do you feel like it's one of those cases where he did the right thing in coming back? If you feel like he should have stayed retired and made sure everything was right at home, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it's one of those cases where it don't matter, I do what I want to do, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know. You know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer. You know, y'all call the coach old hopeless romantic or whatever. But I'm a lot like my daddy. I'm a firm believer in if things ain't going right at home, things ain't gonna go right for you, right? It's like I go to work, I could be great. I'm great at my job, absolutely wonderful. Me and Coach Ronnie going through something I don't do as well. You know what I'm saying? Me and Coach Ronnie get into an argument, and I try to come on here and chop it up with y'all. The show ain't gonna be as good because everything ain't going good at home. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all see me up here talking, I'll be like, but yeah, the Atlanta Falcons, man, they gotta. Atlanta Falcons, they gotta get pressure. Just keep running the ball. Like, you know what's going on. Like, oh, okay. Just send me an email like, hey, coach, it's going to be all right. Like, that's all you got to do. So I'm a firm believer in, look, everything got to be right at home first before anything else can go right. Let me see what everybody else saying. My whole thing with Tom Brady is, while I'm looking at everybody's votes, Tom Brady's he's in a different situation because Giselle actually makes more money than him. Yeah. So so it's like, you know, so whenever she threatens the divorce, it's like, this because I legitimately want to. It's not because there's any ulterior motive or, you know what I'm saying, I'm with you for you kind of a situation. So it's like, if she leaves, I mean, I don't know if she'll be helping him pay for his way of life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Coach Dre said, look, man, you got to take care of everything at home first. Coach Bridget says, look, coach, as a defensive coordinator, we're aiming for the shoulder. Coach Bridget trying to mangle folks. Coach Ronan, Nate Bill, JJ the Great, Brian Peebles, they think, yeah, you need to take care of home first. Dex Diggs says, you need to take care of home. Mudbone says 1.5. He said, look, you know, it's, you know, you put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, kind of thing. Pat Spade, he says, yeah, man, you know, you take care of home first. You should have just stayed retired. Cool Bean says, always listen to the woman. Just always listen to the woman. J Miles says, yeah, he should have just stayed at home. Francisco says 1 million ones. You got to take care of home, man. You got to take care of home. Coach Podger says 1.5. He shouldn't have to come back without having his wife blocking his decision. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's something that they should have sit down and talked about, right?
Seems like they did though, because all the rumors were he was retiring. It seemed like he said he was going to retire.
Yeah.
And then last minute, something changed, and he was like, you know what, I'm going back. Everything was saying he was retiring, and he did.
I remember that. I remember it was one of those cases where they were like,
and he didn't look like he wanted to.
He didn't look like he wanted to. He didn't look like he wanted to. You know, I mean, I understand she wants him to be home, and she wants him to have a life after football. Crazy thing is, he's not going to have that much of a life after football because he's going to be doing the whole broadcasting thing. Yeah. But the thing is that I think she's more worried about him.
About him getting hurt and stuff.
Yeah, she's more worried about his quality of life. Like, you think about it, he's relatively lucky to be, because we all seen what happened to Tua last week.
Yeah, ain't nobody seen him since. Ain't nobody seen Tua since.
Coach Ronnie, I think Coach Ronnie's been dating Big Low Conspiracy. Because
where's Tua exactly located? I need to see him.
I think Coach Ronnie been dating. You been talking about cousin. Because, you know, she's been talking about Tua. She said that he's disappeared. Nobody's seen him and all kind of stuff. But I honestly think that Giselle's just worried about Tom Brady's quality of life after football. He's been lucky to play 22 years and not have a serious injury. You know, I mean, there's been guys who was a kid. Chris Sims played like spleen exploded or something. Yeah, he finished the game. I remember Matthew Stafford. What happened? Like, his shoulder got knocked out of place. He threw the game-winning touchdown. Multiple people, ain't no telling how many concussions Tom Brady done had over the years. Multiple people had concussions. all kinds of stuff like that. I think she's just worried about him. He's 46, 45 years old. You know, he done had as many birthdays as we have presidents of the United States. You know, so it's one of those cases where, I mean, sooner or later you're gonna have to give it up, Bo. You can't keep doing what you've been doing, thinking the same thing gonna happen. Because all it takes is that one young Thundercat to come through with the toothpick and some tweezers, and you're gonna clean that clock for you. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. So I'm actually glad. Redrick, he says it was rumored he was going to get the Dolphins ownership and Sean Payton the coach, but that fell through, so he came back. So I did hear about that whole situation with the Dolphins. So I mean, look, it's one of those cases where you never know. Coach Padre says, "So, Coach, how badly were you affected when she was hating on your socks?" He said, "I'll hang up and listen."
He's trying to separate us.
Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. I've been telling you something, Coach. Look, the socks it was a legit argument. It was a legit argument. As a matter of fact, Coach Trey Perez in the chat, I had to hit him up like, "Hey, Coach, let me ask you something."
Did he get to see the socks when he came?
Yeah, he seen the socks.
He said they were markedly different.
Did he say that?
Yes, he's in the chat. Tell him to say it.
But yeah, it was a legit thing. I was like, look, baby, sweetheart, you can have like these are our socks. Okay, all right. So listen, Coach Ron said. So basically, just go give y'all a brief story. I'm a big sock guy. I love socks. I like wearing fresh socks. So I bought 2 sets of socks, right? Both socks are legit socks. So the first socks I got are called Monfoot, but
Amazon.
They're from Amazon. I pronounce them Monfoots. They was expensive bags of socks. The thing's like $34 for a bag of socks. Yes, it was. Okay, so I got those, and then I got 2 more things of socks for special occasions.
From where?
They're called Bombers. I don't know if y'all ever.
That site specifically sells socks.
They sell socks and drawers.
Quality socks.
And drawers. Okay. Yeah, I never bought the drawers from them, but I got the socks. You know, because drawers I just do hang through the balloon. So, Coach Roney, she don't never get no socks. I said, "Hey, Coach Roney, I got her some socks." So I said, "Look, putting the socks in the drawer, get the socks anytime you want to." Right? Now, the Bombers, since they came separately, like a week later, I looked at my phone. I got an alert. Like, oh man, the good socks are coming in on Friday, Coach Roney. She's like, "Wait a minute, the good socks? So you just give me the old Monfoots and you wear the Bombers?" I'm like, "No, that's not what it is." I said the good for the family, for us. So like, you know, it turned into a whole big old thing. That's one of the days I had one of my worst shows because I'm sitting here worried about Coach Roney and the socks. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Coach Padre. Anyway, basically what it is one of those situations. What's going on, Coach? Let's get it. CT here. It's one of those situations where, you know, you just gotta make sure that you take care of home at the end of the day. You gotta make sure that you take care of home. But yeah. So I'm sorry, Coach Roney got me going off of False Star Falcon with the Superman chat says TB12 want to be single and ready to mingle. Hello. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Yeah, I mean, I look, I think it's one of those cases where Monfoots. He'll tell you the Monfoots, they were legit. They were legit. Anyway, I think Tom Brady he wants to live life like he's single, but I don't think he understands that a lot of those decisions that you make as far as playing football are affected. They're affecting your family, right? That's one of the main reasons why I don't coach no more, because every Sunday, I was up at the Mexican restaurant just slaving, trying to make sure that I got a good game plan for the boys. Like we couldn't, we was up there all day long, just drawing up game plans, eating cheese dip, and having shrimp nachos. Like, that's tough. You know what kind of strain that put on your family, eating all that creamy cheese nachos and stuff like that all day long and watching football with your coaching staff. That's tough. So I was like, look, Coach Ronnie, moving forward, I'm gonna stay home. And then me and Coach Ronnie went to the Mexican restaurant and got some nachos. Oh man. So my question to everybody is, with Tom Brady going through all of this stuff, do you think it's going to affect him on Sunday? Like we know that with Tom Brady, it's like a Young Jesus song. He done seen it all, right? Do you think this is going to affect him on Sunday with all this stuff that he's going through? If you think that it will affect him, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it's not going to affect him, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what y'all think. Yeah, Coach. Yeah, we was up at the Mexican restaurant. I was in there with the hat on, doing the bid. Like, hey, Coach, good game on Friday. I like, yo, you already know what time it is. More cheese dip. Oh man, Coach Ray, what were the options? I said if it is going to affect them.
I don't know. I was looking at Twitter.
Oh,
they're talking about outfit. I'm sorry, it was really funny.
Oh, okay. Y'all let me know. Did I say 1 if it is going to affect them, or 2 if it's not going to, and 2 if it's not going to affect them? Mar, y'all let me know. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Okay. So Coach Padre says, Coach Padre says 2. Only thing that affects Tom Brady is an inferior pass rush. Okay. So 1 is saying that it will affect them. Okay. Appreciate that, coaches. Appreciate that. Y'all on top of it. Sterling said it's not going to affect them. Taylor Davis says that it will affect them. J. Maul and Keith, they said it would. Now I'll be honest with you, it would affect me but maybe I don't got the mental fortitude that a Tom Brady has. Prove it. Retro G, Thea, they said that they don't think it's going to affect them. Cartier says, I hope so, because I need to win. JJ the Great, Philip Mosby, they feel like it's not going to affect Tom Brady. Coach Dre says and maybe he's just being hopeful. He thinks that it will affect them. Joven feels like it won't. John Brooks and Blizzard, Mike Ryerson, they feel like it will affect them. So, I mean, yeah, it looks like we got a pretty good mixture. Now, the thing is that this Tampa Bay Bucks team does not look as good as they have looked in the last couple of years. Brian People says 2. Father Time going to affect them too, Bo. Coach Padre says, oh yeah, he was the one that said the only thing affect them is an inferior pass rush. Yeah, so it's one of those cases where I think it's going to affect them, and I feel like this Tampa Bay team isn't going to be as legit as they were before. Now, I want y'all to check this out. So I was looking at some of the numbers for this Tampa Bay and Atlanta Falcons game. First of all, shouts out to the Atlanta Falcons because we're still top 10 in scoring. Who would have thought we would have been here? Atlanta Falcons scored 25.5 points a game. That's 8th in the league in scoring, right? Crazy thing is, in total yards, 362 yards. But check this out, guys. That's more than Tampa Bay has per game. Tampa Bay is averaging 329 yards a game, 25th in the league. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. So, that's something that we definitely got to take into consideration. I also need y'all to look, because we were talking about this whole Tom Brady and Giselle situation. Y'all let me know if it's one of those cases where, if you feel like it will affect them or will not affect them, another way that you could let me know how you feeling is by hitting that like button. I would definitely appreciate that if you hit that like button for me. But one thing that I want y'all to consider is this right here, guys. Check this out. Tampa Bay Buccaneers rushing yards per game. Can I get a drum roll, Coach Ron? 65.3 yards a game.
Oh, wow.
31st in the league.
Wow.
Yes. 65.3 yards per game. Yes. Yes. They're trying to get Tom Brady to throw them the wins. And looking like Tom Brady is not capable of doing that right now, because you see here, just looking at them boys' schedule, they played Green Bay, they scored 12 points. They played Dallas, they scored 19. That was the first game of the season. They played New Orleans, they scored 20. Last week, they ain't had no choice but to put up points against Kansas City. But I'm thinking that these Atlanta Falcons got a chance to beat these Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it's more of a chance than a lot of people are giving us. Because right now, the Atlanta Falcons are -9. They're -9 as far as beating Tampa Bay. So they're giving Tampa Bay 9 points on us, guys. That's complete and utter disrespect. Like, come on. Come on. They think Tampa Bay just going to run us over like that whenever they've been getting ran over all season, they doggone self. That's like grass cutting grass, Bo. It don't happen. That's like grass cutting grass. It don't happen, Bo. Grass get cut. It don't cut other grass. Oh man. Coach Pepper says, Team Avocado Smoothie Brady tweaked his shoulder for signing all those divorce papers, beloved. Oh man. Give me an avocado. Like, wait, what? We're in the lawyer's office, Tom. Give me avocado now. Let's go. Oh man. But yeah, I'm just letting y'all know that it's one of those cases. Padre says, anybody seen Molly Mall yet? Where in the world? Where's Molly Mall? Ever since Coach Roddy ran them off, we ain't seen them. We had to go to New Orleans and find Molly Mall, y'all. I'm gonna have to see what I can do. But yeah, man, I'm telling you something. It's one of those cases where look, as far as these Atlanta Falcons go, and we understand, look, I completely understand moving forward that we haven't been able to stop people. We ain't been able to get off the field on third down. I understand that. And you playing against a quarterback like Tom Brady, that's what he does, right? That's what he does. Now, the thing is, though, is that he hasn't been able to stay on the field on third downs as much this season. And you may say, hey, Coach, why are you saying that? Because this season, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been on the field 27 minutes and 35 seconds, which is 29th in the league. 29th in the league. And y'all know just as well as I do when it comes to Tom Brady-led offense, they just retriculate the ball down the field and they make sure that they finish the deal off in the red zone. Y'all know that. But I'm just saying, if we can win the time of possession, we will win this game. And if you can run the ball like you have been so far this season, because right now we're 4th in the league in rushing with 168 yards a game. I just don't see it being one of those cases where we'll be hurting too bad. Because if you look at the teams Tampa Bay's played Green Bay, Kansas City, New Orleans, and Dallas, like all of those teams, Dallas has an okay running back, Green Bay has a really good running back. It's like they haven't been running the ball that much because they have these star quarterbacks. You know, Dak, he was there whenever they played Dallas. Aaron Rodgers, he threw the ball 35 times against Tampa Bay when they played. So I really think that the Atlanta Falcons definitely have a chance to win this game. I definitely do. Man, see, Molly Mall, man, I don't know what's going on with Molly Mall. Timothy Allen said, dude, you're hilarious. Well, I appreciate it, Timothy. Y'all make sure that y'all welcome Timothy to the stream, man. Let's see. Brian People says, didn't they lose to the New Orleans Swamp Crabbers? Nah, they didn't lose to New Orleans. But New Orleans did push them to the limit. John Brooks says, and Big Low, Brady missed practice this week too. So he missed practice all week long, signing divorce papers and with those injuries. I mean, that's, you know, you still got to have that timing.
What about Kyle Pitts missing practice?
Kyle Pitts missed practice today? For what? They didn't say why he missed practice.
I'm hearing speculation he might be injured.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, he might be. Maybe that's why he had been, you know, getting us ball as much as. I mean, we don't know. I mean, you know, that's one of the things about being in the locker room. You don't, you know, there's all kind of things that you know is going on, but you don't tell everybody else.
Fred Chisholm says this is hamstring.
Oh man,
Joseph Thornton and Jamal D. Everybody's telling you in the chat it's a hamstring.
Oh, okay. Coach Tracy chiming in from Facebook. She said, "Are y'all ready for Tampa, Big Low?" Oh yeah, we ready. We ready for Tampa. We ready for Tampa. Joseph Thornton in here. He said, "What up, Bo? We got a chance to be first in the division." Man, shouts out to my homeboy Joseph Thornton. Normally we come, he bring that oil for me. Okay. So yeah, I see right here where they're saying it's the hamstrings for Kyle Pitts. Okay. Well, I mean, hopefully he could, you know, be ready to go. But I mean, let's be honest, guys. We won 2 games. You know, Kyle Pitts. I mean, the first game we won, Kyle Pitts, he went off in that first quarter, but after that, he really ain't do too much of nothing. We won this game. You know, Kyle Pitts, he ain't really do too much of nothing. 1 catch with 4 targets. But the thing is that it's one of those cases we got to do better. It's like, look, I know this feels good. Every show that we do, it feels like a pep rally. Man, celebrate good time. We celebrate good times and everything. But one thing that we have to remember, guys, is that we got a game. We got a game in like 4 days against a really good Tampa Bay Buccaneers team with a really good defense. And it's one of those cases where this offense has to be multidimensional. Whenever I say multidimensional, you're going to have to be able to run the ball and you're going to have to be able to throw it. Because that boy Ty Bowles over there, he's a defensive mastermind. He can get the job done. What you looking for, Coach Ron?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Proven said you think Kyle Pitts is upset. I mean, I hope not. Let's hope that's not the case.
It's a faking injury because he's not getting the ball.
I hope that's not the case.
The first tweet I saw when I was looking up Kyle Pitts, that Kyle Pitts hasn't scored a touchdown in the U.S.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What kind of stat is that?
You don't score 1 in England. God. Yeah, so.
Sickening.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But, you know, they keep saying that it's coming. So, you know, it's one of those things. You know, I remember whenever I was in high school, you know, I had a friend. He used to date a girl, and the girl, she kept saying, "Oh yeah," you know, she be making all these promises to him. You know, yeah, we're gonna make out at the football game. He kept promising to him. Football season came and go. He sitting there, you know, Vaseline on the lips, thinking he finna. Thinking he finna get ready to go. Like, yeah, we finna go to the nature trail at the game. Like, you know, like, so, you know, it came and it go. You know, we don't. He was sitting there the whole time. He was sitting there the whole time, like, oh, yeah. You see at the games, he be walking with her friends, like, hey. He be like, oh. I catch him after the game, like, hey, bro, what happened? He be like, man, that was a good game, though.
What are you relating that to?
I relate that to us. We want to see Kyle Pitts score a touchdown in the United States. And they keep saying, oh, yeah, it's coming. Kyle Pitts is getting the ball. And we just sit here like, oh, yeah.
We're sitting with our lips greasy.
With our lips greasy.
Waiting.
I get over, I'm finna get ready to kiss Coach Ronan. I go eat some fried chicken. Lips all greasy. Like, okay. All right. Just waiting for nothing. Oh, man. Wait a minute. Padre says, Amaretta. What in the world? Amaretta needs to be better, coach. He missed open receivers on way too many plays. Oh, yeah. He has missed a few wide receivers. So look, it's one of those cases where I know the whole quarterback conversation always comes up. And you know what? The crazy thing is, guys, I just don't know why everybody's getting so emotional trying to prove their point. It's like everybody has a point. Like everybody gets so emotional. Some people say, hey, we need to move on and go with Desmond Ridder. Some people say, hey, you're winning with Marcus Mariota. Why would you change it up? At the end of the day, we don't know what's going to happen. But it's one of those cases where only thing we can do is support. That's all we can do. AJ Evans says, look, man, we drafted Kyle Pitts to be this generational weapon, not to be Lee Smith. And for everybody who don't know, Lee Smith, he was a blocking tight end for the Atlanta Falcons. And he caught a pass every now and then. Coach Keats is in here. He says, now, Coach, how about George Pickens? Hello. Quick question for Coach Ronan. Coach Ronan, you starting George Pickens this week?
I'm definitely starting George Pickens.
Oh, you coming around on the George Pickens train.
He will be starting this week.
Now, don't be looking crazy now. If he just catch 3 catches.
You better not.
Why he better not? It depends on the floor of the game. You can't blame Keith for that.
I can and I will.
J Moss says Mariota is on thin ice. Coach Cartier said Mariota is not Atlanta. Hello. Grandizer says 39 more likes to 80. Please get likes up past 80. Thank you so much. Definitely. I appreciate that, Coach Grandizer. Oh, I don't know. I ain't much reached out to my brother, Big Game James. Hopefully I can get in contact with him. Shouts out to Big Game James, Big Game Sports Buzz. Y'all make sure that y'all go subscribe to his channel because, he actually played for the Bucs. So you're talking about somebody who has the most insight out of a lot of these content creators out here. Big Game James is that guy. Like, he still has connections with the organization. So I know he told me before, he was like, yeah, there's some things going on with Tom Brady. I ain't finna put his business out there. And here we are. So it's one of those situations. Cheddar's in here. He says, Raiders fan here. So I got y'all winning Sunday. That's what I'm predicting. So far, I'm doing well picking upsets. Predicted the Colts beat the Chiefs. How's your 3 Raiders for you? Brian doing good at all. Okay. Shouts out to the Raiders, man. Look, I need your boy, Derek Carr, to show up and show out for me. I went out on the limb since y'all got Josh McDaniels. I got Derek Carr as my starting quarterback in like 2 of my fantasy leagues. So you tell Derek, he need to go ahead and do what he need to do. Now, 90s baby, tribute band. He still can't sing Donnell Jones as good as me. He says, I say put Ridder in so we could put him to bed and sing him a good night song. Hey, I understand it, man. I understand it. J Miles says, hey, Coach, when is the next round table? We probably gonna do one probably the next couple of weeks, next 2 or 3 weeks. See when everybody's available. You know, Coach Rashad, he's tied up a lot. Coach Big Q, he does content for the LSU Tigers, for the Pelicans, and the Saints. So you know he's tied up all the time. I'm trying to get nice socks for Coach Roney. So you know, but hopefully we can all get together pretty soon. Hopefully we can all get together pretty soon. Definitely. Somebody said, Billy Bill said, hey man, Brian Edwards ain't done nothing, bro. he referred to the comment that the Raiders fan made about Brian Edwards. Yeah, from what I'm hearing, he's not catching on as quickly. You know, I was thinking that he was going to be that guy for us, that number one wide receiver, but it turned out to be, you know, Drake London. Drake London's come in and you know, he's that number one guy, even though Coach Roney doubted him. Coach Roney doubted him when he came in, all based because he didn't have legs like Mike Davis. You know,
I doubted him.
Yeah, you did.
There's a whole video on YouTube of you doubting him now. From the moment we drafted him.
See, why you got to go and do that? You ain't got to tell all my business. You know, I don't look.
And he does have scrawny legs.
You don't need to talk about that boy legs.
They are scrawny though.
He a wide receiver. He don't got to have big.
I'm just making an observation. I don't even say what he has to have or not. I'm just saying what he does have are chicken legs.
I feel like you're body shaming.
Move on.
Because you sit here talking about scrawny legs, you know, just because he don't got thick, delicious Mike Davis legs, you know, thick thighs save lives legs.
Tall drink of water.
Yeah. Jamel says, look, I think Mariota plays better on Sunday. I think he does too. The reason why I think he plays better is because there's nowhere to go but up.
Can it get worse?
Can it get worse?
10 fumbles or interceptions, turnovers in 4 games.
So I don't know if y'all seen the stat. Marcus Mariota had 6 fumbles, 4 interceptions in the first 4 games. He's on a record to have he's going to have the most fumbles / interceptions in league history if he plays the full season, if he continues to go at this trajectory. So, I mean, it's one of those cases where J Ball said Mike Davis running with a piano on his back. 1 yard. Like, oh man. But yeah. I mean, so it's one of those cases where, and that's why the title of the video is. Blitz says Matty Ice, he got 9 fumbles already. Yes. 1 less than Mariota. So look, and I said this is the last show. It's like this is just the luck that we have with quarterbacks, guys. This is the luck that we have with quarterbacks. But the thing is that yes, we've been playing good, but we have to play better. And I think Arthur Smith has that mentality. I think he knows. Did anybody see the mic'd up that the Atlanta Falcons dropped today? Did you see it, Coach Ronnie? All right. So Arthur Smith, he was on the sideline. And you can tell it's like he was sitting there thinking. He was like, we're gonna run the out of the ball. Like he was just sitting there thinking. He was like, we're gonna run out of the ball. He goes to the offensive line. He's like, look, we're gonna run the ball. We just gonna run the out of the ball. I was like, oh shoot. Okay, Arthur. Okay. He calls it in to his offensive coordinator. He's like, look, we're just gonna run the ball. That's what they proceeded to do. Proof says, I'm watching it right now. Okay. Yeah, that's what they proceeded to do. So it's like I like that Arthur Smith made that adjustment. He decided that in game. But I think that he knows that this team has to improve to be able to beat the Tampa Bays of the world, to be able to beat the San Francisco 49ers of the world. Teams that we have coming up. You're gonna have New Orleans again. Yeah, New Orleans, they haven't been as good as they were in previous years, but New Orleans also plays up whenever they play against us, right? They pull out all the stops whenever they play against us. Yeah, think about it. Taysom Hill, he ain't done nothing like he did in week 1 against us since. So it's just one of those things. Blitz says, I did. Coach Art was yelling at defense. The ref got scared. He said, are you yelling at me? Yeah. So it's one of those situations where, it was an intense situation. A lot of people, they don't get a chance to actually see what goes on the sidelines. 90s Baby says, Arthur knows that Cleveland shut down the pass. And and that's another aspect that we have to talk about, guys, is that, we continuously talk about how bad the passing game looked on Sunday. But one thing that we have to acknowledge is that maybe Cleveland just played really, really, really good defense. Is that something that we can acknowledge? That Cleveland just D'd up and, Marcus Mariota just didn't trust some of the throws that he seen? And once you get knocked off of, once you get your momentum is knocked off, sometimes it's like, oh man, I need to get right. I want to force it, but should I force it? And you start second guessing yourself. Cheddar says, I didn't know Bryant was doing pretty bad so far. What I can tell you is that your offense is truly going to be scary in the coming years. I'm hoping that you're right, Cheddar. I'm hoping that you're right. Because we know that this offense, if we could get the passing game going to be just a little bit better, we get it a little bit better. Oh, we in there like swimwear, Bo. We in there like swimwear. Now, look, I do need y'all to do me a favor. If you feel like this passing game does have some, like we say in the corporate world, opportunities to improve, if you feel like this passing game can be better, and you want a way to express that, you know how you can express it? You express it by hitting that like button. You just look. It don't take 2 seconds. Just go down there and hit it. And we keep on rolling. It's free. It's free. Oh man. Cool Bean says, no excuses, coach. Hold him accountable. That's it. I understand what you're saying. You got to hold him accountable. Blizzard says Mariota needs to throw Drake and KP some fade route, 50-50 balls. Look, you want to make sure your star gets a chance to make some plays, right? That's what you want to do. Meanwhile, it's like the thing is that, so I was on the spaces last night on Twitter. I don't know if y'all have heard, but Twitter has these spaces where people could go in and just talk. All right, people just go in and talk, right? Thing is, like, it was people on both sides of the spectrum. And this is why the name of this show is The Falcons Have Been Doing Good, but we have to be better. Because I put it to you like this right here. Everybody's saying, hey, we're winning with what we have. Right? We're winning with what we have. Okay. But remember, we won against Geno Smith. And Geno, like, I'm not discrediting Geno because Geno been balling out. We put up 40-something points last week against Geno Smith, against Jacoby Brissett. So those are the 2 wins that you got. You almost beat Jameis Winston and that New Orleans offense, who hadn't been doing that good. We done seen, looks like we know who they are. And we made this miraculous comeback against the Rams, led by our defense and led by our special teams. Right? Thing is that if you want to be able to play with the big boys, it's one of those cases, guys, where you legitimately have to have a multi-dimensional offense. And everybody's saying, hey, well, look at it like this, coach. We've been successful with what we have with I'm saying Geno Smith. We've been successful with what we have with Marcus Mariota. But look, guys, think about it like this. You don't want to settle. And whenever I think about settling, I think about the settlers that came to the United States, right? Whenever they came to the United States, they settled on the East Coast, up near New York, Virginia, all around there, Vermont. Moving forward, somebody said, look, I'm finna go out west. And somebody went out west and they said, look, think about it. Man, there's this big old river. You got to get across. But ain't no telling what's past that river. Somebody got past that river. They're like, oh, there are a lot of mountains out here. And there's this hot desert that just came out of nowhere. Let's see what's past that. They went past that desert. They went past those mountains. They got to California. Man, you just dig in the ground and get gold. You didn't know until you tried it. But the thing is that the settlers, the ones that stayed there, stayed in New York. Only thing they got is a bunch of crabs. Look, and the fact of the matter is that it's one of those cases where it's not a situation where it's like they're settling like because they actually had to come to America. So it's like they were exploratory to a certain extent, but they didn't keep it going, right? They didn't keep it going. Y'all know that there's still families out there that are rich and own a lot of companies based off of the gold that people mined in the 18 and 1700s. Do y'all know that? It's because their families, their great-great-great-grandparents went out west, fought the mountain lions and everything else to go out for that additional opportunity and got all that gold or whatever they needed to get and made a whole bunch of money off of it. Sometimes you got to take risk, right? Sometimes you got to take risk. And all I'm saying is that if it continues to be a situation where we struggle with Marcus Mariota, we might have to take a risk and try something else out. That's all I'm saying. We might have to take a risk and try something else out, There's also the other side of the spectrum. Proves that Caleb Hunt is about to get loose. Try to get loose. Blitz said Big Low giving us a history lesson. But look, think about it like this, though. There's also the other side of the spectrum where you had a guy like Patrick Mahomes who sit behind Alex Smith for a season. I remember seeing Patrick Mahomes in the preseason, his rookie year. I remember thinking, "Oh, this dude might be legit." I remember whenever they played the Atlanta Falcons, and we were running cover twos against them. He threw a deep shot to Tyreek Hill. Seemed like the ball lasted in the air forever. I know he threw that ball a good 65, 70 yards. And I was like, I looked at Coach Ron. I was like, did you see that throw? Did you see that throw? And I remember thinking, so they're going to stick with Alex Smith, but they stuck with Alex Smith because Patrick Mahomes wasn't done yet. He wasn't done yet. He wasn't ready to go yet. So, I mean, that's also the other side of the spectrum. Jermaine Johnson says, I'm in Arizona now, Bo, but I'm from ATL. Shouts out to you, family, out west. Bridget says, Marcus Mariota, he's a bridge quarterback, so I'm not sure what folks are expecting. Was they expecting him to be Tom Brady? I mean, most of the fans said they will only win 2 games. Now they act like the team is a quarterback. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like because a lot of people came in with I don't know how many of y'all watch Mad TV, but with lowered expectations. A lot of people came in with lowered expectations, and it was one of those cases where it was like, oh, wait a minute. We're actually getting after the quarterback. Hold on now. Like, oh, wait a minute. We can run the ball. Well, shoot, we might have something here. Now, it's like they're changing the lower expectations to, wait a minute, we might be able to do something, but the quarterback's not doing what you want him to do. So, I mean, I definitely see where you're coming from with that, Coach Bridget. But look, it's one of the Okay, that's it. The lowered expectations on bad TV. But yeah, so it's one of those cases where we got to look at both sides of the spectrum, right? Arthur Smith says he wants to win now. Terry Fontenot said that he wants to win now. We don't know. Maybe Marcus Mariota had a legitimately bad game because through the air, that's the worst game that he's had. That's the worst game that he's had. But moving forward, it's like, other than the turnovers, when we look at it, what has Marcus Mariota done to upset this fan base so much? Other than the turnovers, he's missed some throws, especially in this last game. He missed a few throws. He missed throws all throughout the season, especially on the deep shots. But if you could clean that up, if you could clean up the snaps, the fumbles, and everything else, it's like you got to remember one thing that everybody forgets is whenever Michael Vick played for the Atlanta Falcons, one thing everybody forgets is Michael Vick was a fumbling machine. Whenever you got a running quarterback, he's going to fumble. You got people who weigh 300 pounds running at you at 17, 18 miles an hour. 250 pounds running at you at 20 miles an hour, trying to knock the ball out of your hand. You're going to fumble. You're going to fumble. So it's like we got the mobile quarterback that everybody wanted. So with the ball being in his hand an extended period of time, he doesn't have the same muscle mass as a running back or a wide receiver. He's going to fumble the ball, guys. He's going to fumble the ball. Now, I'm going to tell you something. With these snaps, fumbling these snaps, that's something that's completely different. I don't know if it's one of those cases where it's a disconnect between him and the center, but they got to get that figured out, because if that costs us a game, it's going down like there's a well in the boat. I'm just gonna let you know. If you're down 21-17 against Tampa Bay, you got a chance to win the game. You're on the 25-yard line of Tampa Bay, and you fumble the snap, lose the game. It's finna be pandemonium, and I'm not talking about a B2K concert. It's gonna be crazy, boy. It's gonna be crazy. So, those are things that we definitely got to consider. Tremel says Ritter, he's not ready. When he is, he'll be in the game. Until then, Mariota is all we have. 100. Blitz says right now, I think Mariota is low risk, high reward. Yeah, I mean he's the safest option. But once again, like I said, if that safe option, if it gets too dangerous, it's gonna be like that Michael Jackson song. Who is it? Boom, 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 boom. Oh man, Dirt Bird 08 says, "What in the world? Oh, what's good, Big Low? It's time to blow that bridge up and move on to Ritter. It's time for the team to change the mentality and take risks to win instead of trying not to lose." And look, I ain't even mad at that, Bo. I'm not even mad at that. My whole thing is that I'm not gonna be that guy that's saying, "Oh, you're saying that people are intellectually challenged because you're considering taking Desmond Ridder," because I completely see what you're saying. I completely see what you're saying. And I'm not going to be the guy that's saying, "Oh, y'all are just scared because y'all want to stick with Mariota." It's like, for those folks, I can completely see what you're saying as well. All I did was, whenever we played against, who was that? Was it the Rams? Yeah, whenever we played against the Rams, I said, hey, we might need to start thinking about looking at Desmond Ridder. Whenever I said that, I did not know that it was going to be, I did not know it was going to be what it became. But I mean, I'm looking at that as an option. That's all I'm saying. Falcon says, Coach, what do you think about since Matt been gone? Now the Benz is rocking. You know what, Coach? I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So I got season tickets, right? My neighbors, the folks that sit next to us, they told me last game of the season last year, they said, well, coach, I don't know if we ever gonna see you again, because if Matt Ryan comes back next year, we're not going to renew our season tickets. I was like, ooh. And I think that was a lot of people. I think that, they just kind of got tired of Matt Ryan. They wanted something new. Coach Padre with the Superman chat says, Coach, if he's been in the league this long and making those kind of mistakes, it's most likely he's not going to change. He is who he is. I mean, I don't know what to say, Coach. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Thank you so much, Coach, for supporting the channel. And look, this is what me and Coach Ronnie been saying. But once again, you remember whenever I first started my channel, I introduced y'all to a term that I don't know if a lot of y'all heard. It's called coach's pride. Every coach thinks he's the guy that can fix a guy. Every coach thinks he's a fixer. Meanwhile, some players just got some things in them. For example, Tat McKinley. His name should be Lo Siento. His name should be I'm sorry in Spanish, because that's what he is. I don't know if y'all seen, he got to a fight on the sidelines. Well, when he playing for the Rams now, he get to the fight. And I said, somebody put on Twitter, they was like, man, he burned more calories in that fight than he did playing for the Atlanta Falcons all 3 or 4 years. But the thing is that Dan Quinn drafted him. Dan Quinn thought, oh, yeah, I can coach this guy up. I can make this guy right. Meanwhile, he is who he is. He wasn't finna change. He could act like he was something else. You can fake the phone much as you want to, bro. But at the end of the day, you are who you are. The batter says, look, I'm just going to say this right here. Falcons already exceeded my expectations. And you know what, bro? That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. And the crazy thing is that I'm seriously thinking that they're going to continue to exceed your expectations. Coach Bridget says, the offense love Mariota too. He has good chemistry with them. I'm not sure what folks don't see. And that's a great thing that the offense and his teammates love him, because first of all, if you're a quarterback and your offense don't love you halfway done. In the words of Kanye West and Selena Johnson, and it all falls down. Niners baby says, Ritter is not it, coach. LOL, Mr. Cincinnati. He gonna hurt y'all feelings. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, coach. We legit don't know. It might not even be Desmond Ritter. It might not be Desmond Ritter. It might not be CJ Stroud. It might not be Bryce Young. It might be Lamar Jackson. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. We just kind of sitting here, going through the motions, but we legit don't know. Only thing we can do is sit and find out. The same way we found out that this Russian offense is what it is. We found that out, right? False start says whack McKinley. Oh man. Oh, Xavier Hearn is in here. Y'all make sure y'all show Xavier some love. He says it's only a matter of time before the offense start to lose confidence in Mariota if he continues to not believe in himself. And that's right, coach. Every player, whenever we're out there on the football field, we see who believes in themselves and who doesn't. It's not hard to see. It's not hard to see. Tyler says the Falcons exceed my expectations if they make the playoffs. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think that could legitimately happen. My homeboy Young King says, Coach, should we feel embarrassed by Matt with him being our GOAT? I don't think so, Coach. I mean, look, it's like Matt had his season. Like Matt had his time. He had his time when he was at the top of the league. Unfortunately, I mean, he was like that top 5, top 3 quarterback for a good 3-4 years, but he had his time. He's not that guy anymore. He's not under the right system anymore. So, I mean, I don't think you should be embarrassed. I mean, if you look back at a lot of other teams, some of their top guys, their goats, they went on to other teams and they didn't do as well. So, I mean, it's sad seeing Matt go to Indianapolis and he's not doing as well. But at the end of the day, we still remember those great years that we had. Those great years that we had with Matt. Definitely. Jared J says, with the Superman chat, he says, Coach, do you trust Mariota to win you the game with his arm when teams stop the run? Ritter seems like he has a better passing accuracy and strength. And that's the thing, Coach. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I mean, I seen it. So I'll put it to you like this right here, Jared. And I'm sorry. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Jared. I seen what Mariota was capable of doing in the beginning of the Seattle game. That first half, he had like 180 yards. I see what he was capable of doing. Now, the thing is, I don't know if he could consistently do that. That's the thing. And you're right. I feel like Desmond Ridder, he could read defenses better. Like, go back and watch the Jordan Palmer videos on YouTube where he talks about Desmond Ridder. He does a breakdown on Desmond Ridder and everything. It's like he goes through progressions. Marcus Mariota is like if you look at both guys, Marcus Mariota came from Oregon, Chip Kelly, one read and go offense, right? Offense was flying up and down the field. You look at Cincinnati, pro style offense, multiple reads, go through your primary, secondary, and how you say it, tertiary reads. He did it. He read the offense and he ran the offense accordingly. Marcus Mariota, he came to the league. He didn't play like I ain't gonna say he didn't play like a Heisman Trophy winner. Whenever he came to the league, you could tell that his curve was bigger than Jameis Winston's, because Jameis Winston ran a pro style offense in Florida State. Marcus Mariota didn't. You could tell. Moving forward, Desmond Ridder, you can tell by the pro style offense and the way that he got coached up in Cincinnati, he's more capable of running a pro style offense in the pros. I mean, that's just what it is. It's like Marcus Mariota, it seems like he had a lot of heart. Ultimate talks about how he's such a good individual. I understand he's a nice guy and everything, but I think that Desmond Ridder is going to be the better quarterback long term. Question is, when is he going to be ready to step in there? That's the question, because you don't want to damage the young man's ego either. Dre says, beloved, hello. ATL is in here. You know it's a party now. ATL says, Mariota got to take the top off, Bo. We got Pitts in London, and that's the thing. That's what I said. That's what I said we needed to do to beat the Saints. But this was before I realized how well our running game was. I said, look, we're going to have to be able to take shots to take the top off of this defense. And the thing is that we've taken shots and we had guys get behind their defenses, but unfortunately, we just couldn't connect. And I attribute it to Marcus Mariota not playing with these guys for long. So it's like, moving forward, hopefully they'll be able to get a better connection, because Kyle Pitts, he had guys beat 2 or 3 times. Drake London also had guys beat. He just missed them. Yeah, he just missed them. Thea D says, Coach, Dez has trouble setting the offense pre-snap. How could he read the defense better when all defenses will be licking their chops against him? I mean, but that's the thing. It's like Marcus Mariota, he's had trouble setting the offense as well, right? If you go back and look at a few of these games, the sacks that Marcus Mariota had is whenever he didn't identify the mic, right? So it's one of those things. I think we're in a situation where it's either six or a half dozen, whichever way you go. You know, you're gonna have your disadvantages. Dirty Bird says if Texas can start Davis Mills, we can start Ritter. Plus, we have more talent. But the thing is, Texas they started Davis Mills last year. You see what Texas did last year? They weren't looking too hot, boy. You know, so I mean, yeah. The question is that if you do make the switch, when do you make it? If that's something that you're trying to do, because I mean that Cleveland game that could just be a bad game for Marcus Mariota. One thing that we've seen so far this season is that whenever it's one of those cases where the fan base calls out the coach or calls out Marcus Mariota, they always come back and try to prove everybody wrong. So that's why I'm saying that's one of the main reasons why I'm saying I feel like Atlanta's going to try to say, oh, look, we could throw the ball too. And they're going to try to prove everybody wrong. Marcus Mariota, he's going to try to come out and throw. And I want to ask everybody this. I need y'all to put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like Marcus Mariota is going to throw for 250 yards on Sunday, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it just ain't finna happen. If you feel like it ain't in the cards, put a 2 in the chat. I want to know what y'all think. Because like I said, I know that this team is always trying to prove everybody wrong. So if you feel like Marcus Mariota is capable, if he's capable of throwing for 250 yards on Sunday, put a 1 in the chat. If not, put a 2 in the chat. ATLGA Faithful, what's going on, my brother? Hello. Oh, man. 90s Baby says, Coach, with Marcus coming to lead, the boy team was the worst. Where he was at now, then that boy had straight bull. I mean, I understand, bro. I understand, but one thing everybody forgets to mention is that it's like the worst team in the league still ain't that bad. Everybody's like, oh man, the worst team in the league. It's like right now the Texans are 0-4. Well, no, they're 0-3-1 because they tied with the Colts. Or are they 1-2-1? I can't remember. Anyway, a lot of people will say the Texans are the worst team in the league. But it's one of those cases where it's like any given Sunday, the Texans could beat pretty much anybody because there's not that big of a gap there. So it's like if you get a spark like the right quarterback, kind of like Cincinnati Bengals with the right quarterback, the white wide receiver, you could have a magical season. You could turn your franchise around. Okay, they're 0-3-1. Okay, so Houston's 0-3, so they ain't got to win yet. They only tied with Matt Ryan. So yeah. Why you say it like that? Like what? I don't know. That felt shady. There wasn't nothing shady about that. Let's see. So Coach Ronan, she feels like he's not capable of throwing for 250 yards. CM Garrett said that he will. Said that he's capable of throwing for 250 yards. Fran Chisel says that he's not capable. Strapped up 24. I'm assuming you talk about AJ Terrell, says he's capable of throwing for 250. Coach Padre, Coach Ghost Pepper says it ain't happening, Coach. Proven says 1. That he better. Thea says he thinks he could throw for 250. Dre says, I say you don't make the switch. Let Desmond Ritter sit for a whole entire year, beloved. Hello. Oh man, it's the Patrick Mahomes effect. You know, everybody's calling for it, but we're gonna wait on it. Sterling, Coach Dre, ATLGA Faithful, Cool Beans. Y'all just write Marcus Mariota off. Prove it says 1. He said, we're loaded, guys. What are we doing, guys? AJ Evans says he put 22 twos up. He don't think it's happening. Let's see here. Christy says he's capable. He's capable of throwing 250. Charlie Brown. You a good man, Charlie Brown. Says 1. My live 1. Rise up, bro. You already know. Strapped up 24 said, what's good, everybody? What's going on, coach? Hope you're doing good. Huh? Oh, strapped up. He said, thanks. It's good to be here. I just oh, well, thank you so much. Y'all make sure y'all welcome Strapped Up 24 to the coaching staff. Much love to you, Bo. I appreciate you for subbing up with us. Definitely. Dwayne, he says, look, I think he could throw for 250. Mill says 3. I don't care what the stats are. Just win, baby. All right, Al Davis. Jamel says 2. He says 100. He says he completely believes that it can't happen. The batter says, I don't think we throw that much. I think we run. He's capable, though. Dirty Bird 08 says 2. Goes against the whole offensive scheme to be one-sided. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I feel like we're more than capable of throwing for 250 yards. Tyler Rose said, who capable? He said, Mariota? Yeah, we talk about Marcus Mariota, coach. I think Marcus Mariota is capable of throwing for 250 yards. And the reason why I say that is because whenever we played against the Seattle Seahawks, we had 180 yards in the first half. The fact of the matter is, guys, is that with the weapons that we have, Arthur Smith, he's the type of guy where he's like, okay, so you feel like I can't do something. I'm going to show you what we can do and what we're capable of doing. And, he's going to be one of those guys that tries to prove, he's going to try to prove you wrong. So I feel like that's something that could happen. 90s Babies, tribute, man, said, I subbed also. I like the show. I appreciate you for subbing, my brother. Much love to you. Thank you so much for joining the coaching staff. Definitely. The baddie says Mariota. Oh, man. Now, 90s Babies, he says, Arthur, he's going to be the new Titans. He said, I'm trying to tell y'all. But see, the thing is that, I don't know if you remember, but there were legit times when the Titans and Ryan Tannehill threw for 350 yards. A.J. Brown went for 160 yards. There were multiple times that happened. Delaney Walker went for 100 yards. Yeah, Jonnu Smith went for 100 yards. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying, Coach, but if we're going to predicate it based off of that Titans offense, then we know that it has the ability to be explosive. We've seen the Titans offense because you know where the Titans got their offense from? They got it from the Atlanta Falcons and Mike Mularkey. Hello, I'm telling you, we've seen it. We've already seen it. It's just a variation of the old school Atlanta Falcons Mike Mularkey offense whenever Matt Ryan first came into the league. Cut and dry, simple and plain, Bo. And guess what? In that offense, Roddy White led the league in receptions. Yes. Roddy White had 1,300 receiving yards. Yeah. It's one of those cases. Basically, I think Arthur Smith is just trying to do what's working. You don't run the ball 14 straight times just because you like to run the ball. You're doing it because you know that it works. Thea D says Delaney and Jonnu was with Marcus. Yeah, they definitely were with Marcus. They were playing with Marcus Mariota. Definitely. The batter says, facts, coach. Let them know. Hello. What's going on, Reese's Cups? What's going on, family? I hope that you're doing good. Hope that you're doing good. Yeah, so I mean, we know it's like that's one thing that a lot of people are forgetting. We know what this offense is. We know what this offense is capable of because we used to run this offense or a variation of this offense back in 2008 through like 2011, 2012, something like that. Like we used to run this with Mike Mularkey back in the day. Mike Mularkey took this offense to Tennessee. You know, Chad Etheridge says the Falcon ever. Dion with that 4-1 speed, man. He was a bad man. Bad man. Wick, what's going on, Bo? He said, go Eagles. I hope you're talking about the Georgia Southern Eagles. I hope you talk about them Georgia Southern Eagles. Coach Dre says, Coach Low, aka Beloved. I hope and pray and wish that be the case on Sunday, fun day, that Marcus Mariota throw for more than 200 yards on Sunday, fun day, beloved. Hello. I'm hoping it's the case too. Because I put my credibility on the line here. I was sticking my neck out for Marcus. Billy Bill says, Low, I said it earlier. I just want Julio to strap up and get ready. We need to holler at him. I don't know. I don't know if he playing or not. You know, I want to see him play against us. I think he's only played 2 games.
I know he hasn't been playing much.
The one game he played, I think he got like 5 passes for like 60 or 70 yards. Oh, really? Oh, Julio, scared of the end zone Jones. Jamel says, don't be surprised. Said, don't be surprised if Atlanta goes down to Tampa and wins this game. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, he could definitely do it. He could definitely do it. Ghost Pepper says, Marcus Mariota just needs consistency at something besides fumbling. maybe more consistent with his ball placement. He either hitting a receiver in the chest with a perfectly thrown ball or overthrowing a 6-6 target. But you know, that's the thing. And once again, guys, you know how intricate the passing game is in the NFL. It could be one of those situations where it's like he might think wide receivers getting a little bit more depth than they're getting, and you know, he's throwing to a spot instead of actually throwing to the receiver. He might want to consider just throwing to the receiver. Now on these fly routes, you know, I think he's just letting it go. He just let it fly like the birds in the sky. I think he just let that thing go, folks. But you know, those fly routes, a lot of people don't understand that those are the hardest routes to throw because every receiver is different. They have a different stride. They get downfield at a different speed. So, you know, you that's something that you have to get used to. One time for the fans, and he says, "Rise up, bro. Let's go beat these Bucs, man. We deep in Tampa this weekend. I already know y'all down there doing it big, man. Shouts out to the Rise Up tour." I don't know if anybody ever heard because somebody said something about Julio Jones. I am a person. He says Julio was my favorite player growing up. We will see how Sunday goes against them. Somebody put this clip up, and it was like showing Julio Jones talking about they took the lyric from some Kanye West song, talk about I miss the sweet Kanye, the chop up the beats Kanye. I don't know if you heard that lyric before, Coach Ronnie.
Oh, they put that for Julio?
Yeah, they put that for Julio. Like they had him in the Bucs jersey and then the Falcons jersey. Oh. I was like, oh man, it's getting crazy. I miss the sweet Kanye, the chop up the beats Kanye. Oh, Pat Spade said he seen that Julio Jones. Yeah. Yeah, I used to love Roddy White. Roddy White was my guy. You know, wasn't the fastest. You know, I was always the fastest, but you know, he wasn't the fastest. But you know, he just knew how to run his routes. He knew how to get the proper depth. He knew how to read the zones and shield off defenders. He knew how to high point the ball. It's like, so I mean, and I feel like Drake London is the new Roddy White. I legitimately do. You know, I think Sunday was the worst game that he's had in the Falcons uniform. But you know, if that's the worst game that he's had, I'll take that, especially for a rookie. Like the ceiling's high for him. In the words of Lil Wayne, he got no ceilings. No ceilings. Y'all might not know nothing about that. Let me stop. I started talking about the squad series, the dedications, no ceilings, all that stuff. You know, y'all might not, you know. No ceilings. Oh man, Chad Ezra says 497. That's the fastest 40 I ever got. Oh man, boy, shoot, yeah, I'll be waiting for you at the finish line, Chad. 497, man, shoot, boy, I'm half second faster, boy. Oh man, Mill said he know. Mill. The kids in here, what's going on, man? Kid says, do you think we'll run more man coverage and stay in the zone coverage? Well, see, that's the thing about Tom Brady. It's like it's a catch-22. If you try to run man coverage, you got, you know, it don't matter who the wide receiver is. If they break off, Tom Brady's timing is so perfect, you know, he could throw people open. But if you try to run zone, he'll find a hole in the zone because he maneuvers the pocket so well. That's why getting a pass rush against him is so important. So between the two, and I apologize, I hadn't answered your question yet. Between the two, I think we need to zone out on them because Chris Godwin's back. Mike Evans, you know, he's back like he never left after the suspension. Julio Jones is there now. Cole Beasley just retired, but I think that with that receiving core and Russell Gage is back, you know, he's going to be trying to, you know, stick it to us as well. I think we need to run zone coverage. I legitimately do, and see if we can get Tom Brady. And we could get to him without blitzing. That'll be great. If we could, you know, if we could. Uncle Steve, what's going on, Uncle Steve? Much love to you. He said, do you think our young pass rushers are going to eat with the Bucs issues on the O-line? I think we can. I think we can. You know, Grady, he's playing with a renewed energy because he actually has some help now. If I'm not mistaken, is Marlon Davidson coming back? Is he coming off of IR? I know he's eligible to, but if he's able to come back, that would definitely help us as well because we're going to need all the bodies that we can get. And yeah, we need to attack that interior offensive line. You know, so I'm thinking that we could legitimately do it. Me myself, honestly, especially since we run all the blitzes, the exotic blitzes, and everything like that. I want to run some stunts. You know, let's run some me stunts with that outside linebacker attacking that B gap, attacking those guards. Definitely. That's actually a pretty good question, Uncle Steve. See, shouts out to Uncle Steve's Lounge, man. Shouts out to my homeboy, my big bro Smitty Sports Machine. In the words of Smitty Sports Machine, I know how I get down. Y'all know how I do it. That's my big homie, man. That's my big homie. Yeah, yes, Malone. Yeah, you run those the laid zones, those the sky zones. You probably gonna have a lot of creepers. The thing is that you're not gonna be able to fool Tom Brady because, like I said, it's like he's like a Young Jeezy song. He done seen it all. But you know, even if you do creep around, you probably still need to make sure that you where you supposed to be at. So if you creeping up like you finna come on the blitz, just go ahead and drop back. Because you creep up and you come down, he gonna burn your drawers off. The boys be creeping around on the field before the ball gets high. Cause I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What in the world, Bo? What am I doing here? I don't belong here. Oh man. Um Grady and TQ, I'm talking about Taquan Graham, are gonna be the best bet at getting after Brady. Uh, that pressure in his face is the best way to get to him. That's right. He talking about TQ, y'all. He talking about Taquan Graham. He ain't talking about TQ from out west. He talking about hey, what was that song? Oh man, how that song go? Daily, just when I just pick up my head. Yeah, and I swear this thing keep happening daily. Y'all remember TQ? The guy that used to he was from out west. He was like an R&B singer. He was yeah. Yeah, TQ. He was with Cash Money for a little bit. But no, I remember him before because he was with Cash Money before he was with singing before he was with Cash Money. Yeah, TQ. Google TQ. Yeah. You Google TQ. And I swear this thing keep happening. Yeah, he was on the way of life. Yo, starter, oh, gonna change it. Oh, babe. No, don't you know it's a way of life? Yeah. But making up the R&B song. Yeah. See, you talk about you ain't remember TQ. You remember TQ. West Side was the best ride. He from Alabama. No, he wasn't. Oh, lying joker. He said that he from the West Side. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Our resident defensive coordinator Bridget says Brady might be leaving out on the stretcher by the end of this game. What Bridget? Bridget says I don't wish it on him, but that may be the case. You know, Bridget said she was targeting the shoulder. What you saying, Coach Rody? No. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're Coach Bridget, boy. You know, I think she was involved. She was one of the assistant coaches in Bounty Gate. Ghost Peppers, TQ West Side. Yeah, that's West Side. Yeah. See, I like y'all remember TQ West Side, huh? I said 2 or 3 people do. Yo, see, Coach Ronnie. The thing is, during this point in time, Coach Ronnie, she was going through her whole pop phase. So, you know, it's like I be referencing stuff that happened in the early 2000s in hip hop, and she'd be like, "Wait, what? What? I don't know what you're talking about." Like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. You were too busy. Bye. If you want to take it to, like, you know." Okay, so they weren't jamming. That wasn't the song. You know, I was too busy buffing that 400 degrees. You know. Oh man. Coach Dre says, Coach Low, aka Beloved. He said with Ty Bowles liking and loving to blitz so freaking much with us having a mobile quarterback. Will that play in our favor? Beloved? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. The only thing is that will Marcus Mariota be able to identify the blitz? You know, will he be able to identify the blitz and make the necessary adjustments? Because sometimes mobile quarterbacks, they know the blitz is coming, but they'll just take the chances and say, "Hey, I'm going to make this guy miss," and take it from there. It's one of those cases. Coach Padre says, speaking of pop, Broken Wings was a banger. You remember Broken Wings, Coach Ronnie? You talk about Tupac Broken Wings?
Broken Wings. No, I'm not familiar with that.
Who Broken Wings sung by, Coach Padre? Take
That's what I'm thinking about.
broken wings.
And learn to fly. But that was like 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was 80s.
And learn to fly.
But that was pop though. Pop. Gabby says Mariota has to pass the ball accurately this Sunday. Yeah, like we're gonna have to be able to take shots and hit on shots to win this game. We're gonna have to be able to take shots and hit on shots to win this game. Josh says, Big Low, did Rashad and Dave apologize for the round table before the year? No, they did. yeah, Rashad wasn't on there. They wasn't on there. But yeah. Yeah, Dave. Yeah, Dave was. But you know, those still my brothers though, man. You know, they just got the feeling themselves for the they got the feeling themselves for the season. You know, they got caught up in the whole Baker Mayfield hype, thinking it was going to be something that it wasn't. But thing is that we're just a quarter of the way through the season. Anything can change. The teams that are at the bottom of the division, they could very well be at the top halfway through the season. That's why we got to get together for another roundtable pretty soon. Ghost Pepper says, who remembers that Sammy? Crazy things I do. How that go, Coach Ron? I know you. I don't think they can hear you. Crazy things I do.
The crazy things I do for love.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah,
I was too busy thugging out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the TQ West Side.
I was too busy listening to that Pastor Troy Universal Soldier. That was around that time. You know. Y'all are crazy. Bill Mill says, y'all think Marcus Mariota can make one of them slow spin moves like Mahomes did? Mahomes is out there. He was doing his own little thing. I was saying, man, you know what? It's one of those cases where if it's one of those things where Marcus Mariota tries something like that, man, ain't no telling what'll happen. It'll be a pick six. And when they were on the goal line, I was like, yeah, it'll be a pick six. Ain't no telling what'll happen. Oh man, AJ says Big Low looks like the type that wears a feather boa on karaoke night. Oh man, you know we're gonna have to do a karaoke night sometime, man. We'll have to get together and do one sometime. Coach Dre says, Coach Low, AK Beloved, I'm still waiting on the conspiracy theory to make that video on Calvin Ridley, Beloved. Hello. Man, I'm gonna have to see if I can get up with old Big Low Conspiracy to see what he's talking about, man. I'm sure he's doing this research. I like, hey coach, like, how you doing research about Calvin Ridley from a book that was wrote in the 1980s? Like, what? he was sitting in the office reading a book for the 1980s. I'm like, what that got to do with Calvin Ridley? Yeah, you know what he said to me, Coach Roddy? He was like, what's in my lane is in my lane, beloved. I was like, what? I said, what you talking about? He was like, well, I feel like you merging without turning on your signal light. I like, hold on, what? Okay, whatever that's supposed to be. Wait, what? When I turn on my signal? Oh man. David says, bold prediction. Falcons will rush for more yards than Tampa whole offense. Wow. Then he followed it up with a hello. Pax Paint says Mariota would have put himself in a spin cycle and fumbled the ball at 8-yard line. Y'all need to leave that man alone. man, y'all are crazy. Ghost Pepper says Arthur Smith should make sure Marcus Mariota's shoes are tied so he doesn't trip over his own feet and forced to make heroic throws. Like, hey Marcus, are your cleats tied? Are you good? Everything taped up. Oh man. Milan, like, don't merge. Oh man. Tremel says if we mentally and psychologically beat Tampa on Sunday, I think we good for the rest of the season. Got to get over that hump of not beating Brady 100. You're right. You're right. This is a good measuring stick game, right? So I call it it's a good dipstick game. I know what I mean by that. So for a lot of y'all who had a car that's leaking or burning oil, you ain't checked the oil the last 2 or 3 days, and you don't know how bad the oil leak is. you get ready to go somewhere, you're like, oh Lord, I hope I got some oil in this car. You check it. This is a good dipstick game for the Atlanta Falcons. We're gonna see how much oil we got, boy. We're gonna see how much oil we got. So if we on Sunday, if we can go get this win, we got enough oil to go to the club on Friday night. If not, we'll have to stop by the Dollar General, get the cheap oil, put it in the car for the next 3 days. Oh man. Oh, y'all are crazy. Coach Padre says, I still say Mariota play like he snuck out of the house. He think he saw his mama car pull up. I gotta go. Oh man, Brian People says my prediction: AK and Lorenzo Carter get a strip sack and a piece, but one of them goes for a touchdown. Okay. I'm hoping that's the case. False Start Falcon says, hey coach, if the quarterback breaks the line of scrimmage and then goes back behind the line of scrimmage, can he then throw the ball, or will it still be a penalty? Yeah, once you break that line of scrimmage, that's you done. This is you at a point of no return. Oh man. Probably said, hey coach, I think my mama home. Like, you better go. Oh my goodness, man. Well, look, man, I ain't finna hold y'all up. It's 11:30. I definitely appreciate everybody for coming on. Moving forward, basically just a little synopsis of the coaches meeting. We were talking about how well we've been doing. We try to start off with the positives. How well we've been doing, been running the ball consistently. Tampa Bay has not been running the ball consistently. Hopefully we could go ahead and take that next step by beating Tampa Bay. We got to play better with our offense through the air. We got to be able to throw the ball a little bit better. And hopefully Marcus Mariota is the guy that could do that for us. Long term, if Marcus Mariota could be good this season, long term, it's only going to help the development of our team overall.
What's your prediction for the game?
My prediction for the game. Falcons 27, Bucs 24. Everybody put your predictions for the game in the chat before we head out. What's y'all's predictions for the game? Mine, Falcons 27, Bucs 24. 3-score game. Falcons get a field goal to win the game. Appreciate that, Malone. Appreciate that, fam. I think that, we're going to try to determine the whole flow of the game. We're going to try to determine the pace of the game and everything. And I feel like it's going to be one of those cases where moving forward, we'll have a chance to definitely get that dub. John Brooks says 31-25. Falcons win. Coach ATLGA Faithful says 23-17. Falcons win. Coach Low Small Fish jumped out of the pond. 33-30. Falcons. Padre just said pain. He just said, Leroy says, Coach Low, this is going to be a real tough game. And I agree with you. Grand Dodger says, make sure to follow the adventures of Big Low Kuntry on Instagram. Appreciate that, Grand Dodger. The kid says 28-24. Falcons get another INT to seal the game. Tyler Russell says, Bucs 24, Falcons 23. Okay. Retro G says, Dirty Birds 31, Bucs 17. Malone says 27-21. Padre says 21-17 Falcons. Coach Dre says, Coach Low, aka Beloved. You ain't gotta leave so soon, beloved. You know what you say on hump day after 12 o'clock on Wednesday. It's all down here from there. That's right. Hello. Brian People says Falcons 24-20. Damien says 21-7 Falcons. Man, we're gonna hold them to 7 points, Coach. Man, JGP in here. What's going on, Coach? Coach Christie says 28-24 Falcons. Coach Tyler Russell said I'm taking the spread. Look, we undefeated against the spread this season. Undefeated. Definitely, man. Yo. We gotta beat Brady. We gotta beat Brady.
I'm looking at that. I was like, yes, that's the biggest comment.
That's the biggest comment.
We need to beat him at least
One time. Ghost Pepper says, I love my Falcons, but I don't think we get the W this week. Hard fought battle, 24-21, Buccaneers. Okay. Grandizer says, Bucs are favored by 9. Over under is 47. Constantine said, Falcons about to take the division. That's what I'm talking about. Tyler Russell said, Falcons plus 9.5 is the best bet ever. Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel like we got a chance to beat the spread. I feel like we got a chance to get the dub, to be completely honest with you. Well, all right, y'all. I definitely appreciate everybody for coming on, chopping it up with us. Look, I need y'all to stay safe. We got 2 days left. 2 days left in the week. Stay safe, stay productive. Please don't do anything that I would do. And in the meantime, man, y'all take it easy. Y'all already know what time it is. We ready.